Hi YouTube, welcome back to another Fright Night stream. We are ending the night with Scarlet Hollow, which I truly believe in my heart of hearts, this is one of the most criminally underrated games in the entire universe. And they're releasing Chapter 5 in February, so it's the perfect time for us to start our playthrough, finally, of Scarlet Hollow. I have played the first 4 chapters many times on my own, but never on stream, so I'm very excited to show all of you. Let's get into it, my dude. I do want to see if I can make this full screen, perhaps. Full screen, perhaps. Yeah, that fixed it. Yeah, that fixed it. Okay. And of course, as always, if I need to fix the audio at all, let me know. I'm gonna turn down... I think that'll be fine. Bopping music. Girl, I know it. I freaking know it. Your name is Luce. You live in the city of... Goose. She, her pronouns. Thank you. Okay, now we get to pick our 2 traits. Alright, this is like the best part. So, I'll go through all of them with you. We've got powerful build, tough as nails, the pinnacle of fitness, an imposing presence that commands the room, a mean right hook. Mystical, strange and unusual. You see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. Talk to animals. You can talk to animals. Animals can talk to you. A gift and a curse. Street smart. Good at lying and hard to lie to. Fast talker. You can read people and read the room. No door can hold you. Keen eye. Observant with a knack for picking up small details. Empathetic. Book smart. Well-read and rational. Possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it. A talented researcher. And hot. Extremely good looking, a natural flirt, and people just like you, probably because you're a good person. So, we get to choose 2 of these, and depending on what traits we have, it will unlock additional paths and dialogue options, and that's what makes this game so fun. You only see, I think they say 15% of the game in one playthrough, because of how much the traits affect the game. So, chat, what do we think? Obviously, talk to animals it's an of course. Of course we're talking to animals. How could you not? I'd be hot and street smart. I usually my traits that I choose are talk to animals and alternating between mystical and book smart. Those are the ones I gravitate towards. Mystical could be a good one. Aaron, what traits do you use? I remember you are playing Scarlet Hollow as well. Mystical gives us the ability to see threads of reality in ways others cannot. So it gives us kind of a, like, spiritual edge. And of course, all of these have different, like, benefits and downfalls. So there's no right or wrong answer. I definitely lean towards mystical. It could up the spooky factor even. I'll give you a couple more seconds to look it over. It would be a very druid vibe. That's true. That is very true. I'm so tempted to pick Booksmart, but I know that I've picked it before, so I don't want to, like, pigeonhole myself into that. I think let's go with Mystical. I wish we could pick more than 2. Ah, so hard to choose. Okay, here we are. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again, and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is. confusing this bus with many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Oh, mystical dialogue already. Or mystical thought, that is. But it was also more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. Something has been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made because you were always going to find your way here. So when your cousin called, you knew what had to be done. And now, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. I love, why are you talking to me? Wait, what? Yeah, you know, teen stuff. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? Smile and pretend you didn't just say that. You smile and pretend he didn't just say that. I knew you'd get me. We understand each other. Somebody trying to break your heart, that changes a person. Makes them want to do things they never thought they'd want to do. I honestly could have killed that woman. Ha! Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go up there. That's interesting. Please let this man get off the bus soon, you think. You're not sure where he could possibly take this conversation next, but you definitely don't want to find out. Yeah, people tell me I lead an interesting life. But I don't know, I'm just going with the flow. Maybe other folks don't do that enough. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? Let's do the mystical option. Home, I think. I've never been, but I've felt it like a call at the back of my mind for as long as I can remember. Some things can only be put off for so long. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until the bus turns around, so if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. I'm usually alone on this bus by now. Though actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while. Now that I think about it, I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely to meet you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't really want to carry them around anymore. No thanks. I'm not really hungry. There's still a good 45 minutes left in your journey, pal, assuming nothing goes wrong. Best to have them on hand. The young man sets the peanuts down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. And just like that, you're alone, the stranger's peanuts soaking into the seat across from you. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. What a great opening, don't you think? The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Luce. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Hey, Tabitha. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Dialogue options labeled Explore can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. How are you holding up? Fine. Okay, but if that ever changes, I'm here for you, alright? Even after I go home. Sure. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? Your cousin turns to you with an icy glare. Maybe this would have worked to ease the tension if she were someone else, but she isn't. She turns back to the road, her expression cold and unforgiving. So, the funeral? It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Since I'm here, do you need any help planning? I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. I just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. I'm gonna remain silent after that one. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. For some reason, that sentence just really did not come back to me. Hi, Kels, welcome back. We just started Scarlet Hollow, so you haven't missed much here. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you. A jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it, perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. I love you so much, and I came back to the stream at the dripping peanut bag, and I cannot. We're not going to be dealing with the peanut bag much longer, so... Some guy on a bus gave us a bag of boiled peanuts that was dripping onto the floor, so that's what we're talking about there. But hi-bye, Maggie. No need to stay if you do not wish to. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, the bathroom, and the kitchen. And the hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Lie. It's beautiful and clean. Cool, thanks. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Okay. Okay. I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. Okay. Sweet. Thanks. Cool. Good talk. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Great. It's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Approach the cat. Don't try to pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Ne me parle pas. Sorry, I don't speak French. Je ne parle pas français. Of course, how typically American. I shall debase myself by speaking your tongue, but only so that I might insult directly to your face, you uncultured swine. Ha ha, very funny. Her name sounds French. Stop wasting my time and let's finish the tour. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to not have fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It's a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Scram, fellas, the jig is up. That was the bugs. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. You're good, actually. You aren't desperate enough for this. You know, on second thought, I don't think I need to go. You might as well try since we're here. Is there another bathroom? There's my bathroom and there's my departed mother's, but this one is the guest bathroom, so you should get used to using it. No, I'm good. You leave the bathroom to rejoin your cousin and finish the tour. You still have to go, but it can wait until later. Maybe you'll sneak out to the garden. That's what I would do. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. An unmistakable stain coats this room. Someone has died here. No, people have died in here. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang up your clothes, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. People have died here, haven't they? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Obviously people have died here. Who used to sleep here? Like I said, this house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. Hi, Munchies. Welcome in. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Where are you going? To work. Somebody has to pay the bills around here. What kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Running a coal mine has got to be one of the most ethically and physically vile jobs on the planet. You know, Luce, I didn't wake up one morning and decide I wanted to do this. It's a job, and it needs doing. And if it doesn't get done, the people living in that town out there have nothing. Nothing. Not all of us get to grow up in Goose. Not all of us get to have the luxury of choice. So watch your mouth. Look, I'm sorry. I didn't have the full picture. I think I get it now. Good. In the future, you would do well to consider your words before they leave your mouth, but I'll forgive this transgression this time. Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door, and now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. Let's go settle in. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. Afraid! Friend, I know hurt. Afraid! What's your name, little guy? I'm Luce. Dustin. What are you doing in my drawers? Warm, dark. Can you move, please? I want to put my clothes in here. No, this Dustin house. Can you tell me about the human who lives here? Which human? Can you tell me about Tabitha? Dustin not good with names. But one of the humans died. Only one still lives here. 2 human live here. Okay, Dustin. Can you tell me about the 2 humans who live here? 1 human sad. 1 human scary. Can you tell me about the sad human? Cries. Gives Dustin bad sleeps. Can you tell me about the scary human? Hi, Clover. Always watches. Eyes hateful. Never mind. Thanks for the help, Dustin. Kay. Impeccable voice acting. Thank you. Let's fashion our clothes into a nest. You poor thing. You look cold in there. You gently lay your clothes on top of the creature, arranging them in a little nest. Dustin closes his mouth somewhat more at ease than before and looks up at you with his shiny black eyes. Human is kind to Dustin. Dustin will remember this. You close the drawer, satisfied with yourself for a job well done. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely, and its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you." So I will be fighting the scary human for Dustin. Yes, exactly. Let's look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the bird song. Yeah, you'd definitely do that. Just not right now. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you've barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Let's take a nap. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Let's go to town. Now that you're settled in, there's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between you two clean and bury some of the tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. It's really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Why, I do declare! Who is this stranger? Gretchen is the dog, talking. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. It's nice to meet you, Gretchen. I'm Luce. My, oh my, I can't remember the last time I met a newcomer who was so wonderfully polite. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Luce. That's a funny way to introduce yourself. I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yep, I just got into town today. Wow, I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? Upon mention of your cousin, Gretchen mutters under her breath, "One of these days I'll get that Tabitha to pet me." I haven't seen her since Pearland passed, or for a while before that, now that I think about it. I'm sorry, did you say Tabby? I can't imagine Tabitha ever going by something so cute. She did back when I knew her. It's been a while. I hope she's okay. Ooh, another mystical. I feel like whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha, just a mask she wears. I hope that's a metaphorical mask you're talking about. To tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges, but most people don't really catch on to that. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. Are you two friends? was probably closer than most people have gotten to being able to call her a friend. The school here is really small, so everyone had to at least get along with everyone else. She was a grade ahead of me, but everyone knew her, especially since she's a Scarlet. We wound up bonding a bit when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit at the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. I haven't seen that girl or her horrible little cat since I was middle-aged. Oh, before it slips my mind, if you're staying in that spooky old mansion, you must have met the frou-frou. How does that monster fare? It sounds like you and Frou-Frou have a history. Wait, what? Are you messing with me? You can't actually talk to my dog, right? Alas, you have discovered my dark and terrible secret. I can talk to animals and animals can talk to me. Your dog sounds like a southern belle when she talks. I actually fully guessed that, and I feel really proud of myself. Yeah, of course, you're joking. You and Stella maintained silent, awkward eye contact. Well, next time you see that devil, please send my regards. And do let her know that not only do I still draw breath, but that I very much still plan to outlive her. Oh, if you just got into town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Biscuits? Your treat? Hell yeah! Awesome! Let's go! The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Quietly slide into the nearest booth, pretending that you didn't notice everyone in the diner gawking at you like they'd just seen Bigfoot. No need to be so shy. They don't meet many strangers. It's kind of a big deal when someone new wanders into town. Especially since, well, they probably all know what you're here for, and by extension, who you're related to. Even if you don't know anybody, it's not easy to keeping secrets in a town this size. Hey, Stella. I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They quietly place a cup of coffee in front of Stella. And here's some bacon for the little lady. For me? For me? Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Oh, I can hit the H button to do something and I missed that. Anything for you. The name's Avery. I'll be taking care of you today. Let's order a biscuit and a coffee. Could I have a biscuit and a coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, the Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. Isn't this like the rural South? That's gotta be unusual. I know, we must seem like such heathens. But there are plenty of God-fearing folks in town, they just aren't the biggest fans of the local church. Well, the building's okay, but the pastor's another story. There's just something a little off about the guy. A little creepy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. I actually don't think I have commands for the library. I totally should, though. What am I doing? Anyway, those are all the big events that I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? Honestly, no clue. Well, you're in luck, as you've happened to run into the person who knows all the best stuff to do around here and has limitless time to show you around. My boss is pretty forgiving. Oh wait, you probably wouldn't get that joke since we don't know each other that well. I'm self-employed, so I'm my own boss. So I'm forgiving myself. Get it? Let's laugh uproariously. Funny joke. Thank you, thank you. I'll be here all week. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Is there nothing else coming for me? Gosh, if I had known that plate of bacon would be my main and only course, I would have waited before digging in. Here's your biscuit. When he says it's on the house, she sends her condolences. Thanks, it looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. A warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. Hi Pius, welcome in. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa, this is a really good biscuit. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. You're the only person I know who's been on the news. If that's not famous, then I don't know what is. I'm a YouTuber. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. That was Clover, if you heard that.
Hey, baby, come on.
You should really check out her channel, Luce. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. You know, the controversial one? Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much of the footage at the time, but it really wound up doing numbers. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. It was a mountain lion. I could smell its stink from miles away. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. You decide to share Gretchen's insight with Stella and Avery. Gretchen seems to think it's a mountain lion. Haha, very funny. You might have gotten me earlier, but I'm on to you. You're not going to trick me into thinking you can talk to my dog. As for your theory, no way. It is absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions this far east. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found jack squat. There's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. There's always people keeping those things as exotic pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Yeah, exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with my friends anyway. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after skunk ape. What is a skunk ape? It's like Bigfoot, but smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck, playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? That depends. Are you gonna be there, Gretchen? Oh, naturally. I wouldn't want any misfortune to befall my beloved Stella. I must stay by her side through thick and thin, however odd her passions may be. Of course, it's actually been a while since I've had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. Say no more. I'm in. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. I miss those two. Our videos were terrible. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his cave, if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or... Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know. Yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for the skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Reese, there's always been something off about that boy. Oh, this is Gretchen. There's always been something off about that boy. I never did like the smell of him. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so? But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave the house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about it, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. Oh, I meant to do the first one. We'll see. I don't know how much I should commit to doing this week. That's fair, but if you have the time, he'd love to meet you, and I think you'd get along. Why does everyone want to meet us? Our family is basically the family that like pays for this town to keep running. So our family name has kind of a reputation. And we're the only Scarlets. I'm the only Scarlet that has ever left town, basically. My mother, who is now passed, my character's mother, moved us out of Scarlet Hollow, and then, like, basically disconnected us from the entire family until this moment in time. So everyone's like, oh, she's back, basically. But we can talk about making friendship plans later. For now, we've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up to the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. Leave a tip. A single grumpled dollar bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel an overwhelming sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instinct screams at you to leave, but at the same time, you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and to not dwell too much on this strange feeling. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Has anything bad ever happened on one of these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff, but he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a week or two to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also that time I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside, bored to tears. Lassie she is not. I object to that accusation. I made sure to give those nasty little skunks a piece of my mind, that's what I did, and I kept Stella company, just as she would for me if I decided to hide in a hole for hours. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later and I was right as rain, so it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was that time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property, nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I'd barely count it. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. I'm sorry, did you say you almost got shot? Are you sure it's safe here? When you put it like that, I can see how you might be a little concerned. Mozzarella sticks sounds so good. I really wouldn't worry about Duke, though. He's just about jumpy, but he means well. Duke is a sweetheart, Luce. You don't need to concern yourself about him. And if it makes you feel any better, I've been out on the trails with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the woods when he walks. We'll hear him long before he sees us. And the wildlife isn't anything to be afraid of either. The worst I've seen up here is the occasional black bear, and even they scare easy. Sure, sometimes worrying can help you prepare for something, but we're as prepared as we can be. I even carry bear mace. And once you're as prepared as you can be, why give in to your anxiety when you can be having fun instead? Anyway, all this is to say we're good. Don't worry. Let's move on then. Did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Oh, Duke, you rascal. Phew. Sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie. Just old Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for all the way out here? Skunk ape? Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick. You aren't. Is that? Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now both of y'all head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter and won't be too appreciative if a couple of fools with the cameras scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damned camera down. Oh, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did. but I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listen to any of it. The way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chungabungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose many more than that. Huh. I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape. Whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damned mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that what's been getting at my chickens, it couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. It's true. There are mountain lions out there, sure as sin. They pee on all the best trees. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-aged Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your videos. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion's corpse out of those woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of those woods tonight. As Duke's words leave his mouth, an existential dread begins to pull at your chest. Something is waiting for you deeper in the woods. Whatever it is, the 4 of you are bound to meet it, and it will change you forever. There's something waiting for us deeper in the woods. Yeah, I know, I'm hunting it. What if it's not a mountain lion, though? What if it's... Oh, don't you get started again. If your daddy could hear you now going on about ghouls and goblins, using what he taught you to run around these woods like some kind of paranormal investigator. Do you want that to be his legacy, girl? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days, and the chicken coop might as well be having an all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip this in the bud tonight. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. As Stella and Duke both root themselves in their stubborn insistence, the feeling from before gains form and clarity. Something fated has been locked in stone. Somebody here is going to die tonight. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. We all need to get out of the woods right now. If we don't, someone is going to die tonight. Why even try to warn them? Fate is fate. There's no resisting it. You know this. Now what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to threaten me? I don't know. It's just a weird feeling I get sometimes. A weird, bad feeling. It's never wrong. Are you, trying to say you're psychic or something? Signs point to yes. Whoa, what am I thinking right now? Oh, hush, you ain't psychic. You're just trying to unsettle me, so I let y'all all go off into the woods and film your little video. Luce, I think you freaked Duke out enough for one night. Maybe we should leave the poor man to his wild goose chase. I need a game where the only voice actors are Luce and Medio, and there are like 20 characters. I kid you not, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to find good voices for these, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. I am not freaked out by your friend's theatrics. If it gets you out of my hair, sure, I'm greatly disturbed. Now run along home and stay out of trouble. You're good, thank you. Hopefully I can keep it up for the remainder of this game. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around him. Okay. Nuh-uh, no way. Not with Duke and his shotgun out there. I like my head intact, not blown to pieces. Thank you very much. While I understand your fears, Luce, this is an opportunity for a once-in-a-lifetime adventure. Seize it while you can. You don't have to worry about old Duke. He's never actually shot anyone. This isn't about Duke. Something bad is going to happen if we stay here. Wait, you don't want to dip out now. The sun's about to set. Things are just about to get good. I know it. I don't want to leave her alone. Okay. Okay, fine. Sheesh. Great. I promise it'll be chill. If it makes you feel any better, not much usually happens out on these hikes. We'll probably just head home pretty soon after it gets dark. Duke will never know we were up here. There's a great overlook just up the path. We can start there. I'm glad my Stella won't be alone out here tonight. The woods don't feel as safe as they used to. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. As the night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Luce, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching. Stay searching, Stellars. That's cute. And keep digging, Gretches. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this gorgeous scenery. Duke may be gone, but that feeling in your gut still lingers. Something terrible awaits you. Something unavoidable. Though what exactly is wrong in these woods still eludes you. There's something wrong in the air. It feels oppressive, dark. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? Do you think you're smelling the skunk ape? No, something metaphorically oppressive and dark. Dang, I thought we might have stumbled across its trail. Oh well, I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. My gut usually warns me if I'm going to run into trouble, and I feel A-okay. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. What was that? No need to panic. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about big, scary predators like us. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. Can you hear the sweet whispers of new growth? A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. The acorn becomes the oak, becomes the rich rot that swaddles the acorn. The cycle that is stretched is not the cycle that is broken. A deer, and there is something uncouthly fake and vile to its odors. Let me at him. How dare he infringe upon my dearest Stella's personal space? Let me at him. Your souring husk will feed the coming world. This is good. And then it's gone. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. Oh my, it seems I was consumed by a blinding rage. How very unladylike. What must you think of me? She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato. They don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? I think that deer was threatening us. Or warning us? I think it was just sick. That thing on its face, I'd bet it was an abscess. Maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those things taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger, poor thing, but there's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring Gretchen out here with you? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. Excuse you. Though, after that outburst came over me, well, I suppose I can see the merit of your concern. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty, even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is, running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? It's never too late to turn back. I don't actually think I'm really cut out for this sort of thing. Those deer genuinely spooked me. I don't know if you want me weighing you down. Don't be so hard on yourself. You just aren't accustomed to the sounds of the forest yet. When you go on your first few night hikes, everything sounds like some horrible monster that's just waiting for an opportunity to shred you to bits. But eventually you realize it's mostly deer and raccoons, which probably won't go after you. Here, let's take a quick snack break before we get into the night's activities. Maybe some food will help settle your nerves. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. Take the dried apricots. You know, I dried these myself. Janie gave me a bunch of apricots, and I had no idea what I was supposed to do with apricots, and they were starting to go bad, so I panicked and threw them in the oven. And now she keeps giving me more. So please, take as many as you can eat. I've had so many that I can't even taste them. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws at a stick, distracted for the time being. So tell me what it's like in Goose. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with your family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be loose. Let's say... Let's say we live alone, in a dingy studio apartment. And it's a mixed bag. At first it was kind of nice to have a space that was finally just mine, but now it feels cramped. It's like I'm stuck in a closet alone and no one can come let me out because I chose this for myself, and as far as they know, I'm happy being there. The lights flicker, the toilet is constantly getting backed up because the landlady upstairs keeps flushing her cat's litter. It smells like cigarettes for some reason, and it's home to an extremely durable population of roaches. But I guess it's home. I do what I can to spruce up the place. I got a plant. You know how they say living things are supposed to brighten up a room. When you put it like that, I wonder if staying in that old mansion is a step up or a step down for you. Maybe just a step sideways? Have you tried looking for a different place, or maybe finding a roommate? There's gotta be something better out there for you. I've had enough bad roommates for a lifetime, I think. I know it's possible to have a good roommate. I know people who are great friends with theirs, but it's never worked out like that for me. The loneliness is at least better than that. Yeah, that's fair. I've never really had roommates, so I have no idea what it's like sharing a place as an adult. I can see that being tough. So what do you do for a living? I'm a streamer. Oh, no way, a fellow content creator. I guess we've got that in common, Luce. What are the odds? What sort of streams do you do? Mostly stream video games. That's cool. I'll have to check out your channel sometime this week. How do you like it? Wouldn't trade it for the world. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but I love it. Might not be much, but it makes me feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. Hey, by the way, did you notice? Did you notice? What about you? What's your story? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside of town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Do you live alone there? Yeah, the place used to belong to my parents, but they're not around anymore, and the holler's small enough place that other folks don't need roommates. Oh, did they move? No, they died. It's okay. I've done my mourning, so you don't have to watch your words around me or anything. Life goes on. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. 2 of the nicest people you'd ever meet. Interesting, too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail of something, and we certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. He had to learn how to fend for himself since his family didn't have much growing up. He always made sure I had food and that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. I could make us a pretty good salad with just what's in this clearing if I had to, though it wouldn't exactly taste great. My mom was the local vet, the lady all the farms in the county knew to call if their animals were in need of something. Even the smallest mouse would get the proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those were my parents. I'm sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so sorry. That's okay. I know it's weird, especially since we just met today. My stars, what was that? It's showtime. Whatever lurks behind the tree line is something best left unseen. But the events of this evening were already set in motion long before you stepped foot in Scarlet Hollow. There's no turning back now. There's something terrible out there, Stella. Whatever it is, it's close. Here, watch Gretchen for a moment while I check this out. You and Stella inch toward the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. Do stay close, Luce. I wouldn't want any harm to befall you. I see it. It's sweet and kind. A bed of flowers, a nice wind, a gentle gardener. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I guess we can rule out the skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. What have you gotten me into? Just the best part of cryptid hunting, but let's talk about it later. If we're catching this thing, we gotta go now. Stella sprints into the woods in pursuit, leaving you no choice but to run after her, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Stella! Stella! Ow! Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. Just like my Stella to get overexcited and lose track of herself. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. A new beginning. I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Oh Jesus, it's still alive. I guess we have to roll the camera. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Geez, I hope I don't get demonetized for this one. Wait, do you hear that? I know that smell. That's old Duke. Stella, I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go on home? But, Birdie? Birdie, oh no, what's happened to you, sweetheart? Duke, we found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. She smells terrible. Nothing like an animal at all. Just like that deer. I can barely even smell the woods anymore. It's all that uncanny plastic stench. Jesus H. Christ. The things all of these animals have been saying tonight, it's like they're going through some kind of religious experience. The hell are you on about? What a horrid thing to witness. It's like they've all gone mad. If this happens to me, I wouldn't want to live like that. You were joking about being able to talk to Gretchen earlier. You're still joking, right? We should maybe talk more about that later. Duke, we saw the thing that got a hold of her. Got it on camera, too. I don't know what it is yet. A gnome or something? You know there ain't no such thing. It's not of this world, that's for certain. What a disgusting thing it was. Unappetizing in every sense of the word. You stoop down to look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen get too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. I would never. Something about this bird doesn't smell right. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She squirms against her harness. Good God. At first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. She could still get better. Maybe she just needs that thing to pop and she'll be right as rain in a couple days. Happened to me once. There's not so much as a scar these days. I don't know. It looks kind of like there's something in there. It smells like it should be buried somewhere deep. My senses scream out that this is an abomination. Oh, Stella, please don't get too close. Clover's back. Can you hear the birth that dwells within me? Can you hear the way it roars and thunders? Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Can't hide from me. I can see you. I can smell you, sick, sick creature. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of the chicken's concerns. The old becomes the new. I've never flown, but now I soar. Whatever got a hold of her busted her wing up too, little bastard. Yeah, what a bastard. Having investigated to your heart's content, you step back and give the bird space. This is just like that deer. Deer? What deer? We ran into one earlier. It had growths just like Birdie. As you, Duke, and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you, gently at first, barely a whisper. But then a guttural moan, and then another, until suddenly you find yourselves surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. There's something out there, all right, all around us. I can smell it. There are so many of them. What the hell is going on? The voices? Oh, I have no idea. She starts filming again. Come on, Birdie, let's get you home. As Duke scoops up the injured Birdie, the voices in the trees intensify. It's like you're all suddenly surrounded, the strange sounds coming closer, growing bolder. What in the hell is that? The gardeners come to mend and nurture. Let me blossom and sprout. Let me become. You feel a tightening in the leash pulling at you from behind. Don't you step another foot closer or I'll shoot. Don't think I won't. The man hesitates and the thing steps forward, fixing what seemed to be its eyes on Birdie, tucked under Duke's arm. Stella, Stella, there's another one! The leash is drawn fully taut, and then suddenly, looseness. Richie! You and Stella turn just in time to see another one of the creatures slithering out from the bush. Oh my God. What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A patter of unnatural feet and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Shit, shit! Get your grubby little hands off my bird! We're getting Gretchen. Sorry, Duke. You died for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. Oh, Luce, my hero! You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Duke? Blood, blood, my heavens, I smell blood. Trigger warning. We're about to see something pretty gruesome, I think. So, shield your eyes if you're squeamish. Oh my god. Oh my god, what do we do? Okay, first things first, I grab Gretchen. There. Step 1 is done. Gretchen is safe? Great. Okay, step 2. What's step 2? Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, what the fuck? Okay, deep breaths, we have to do something. What if we chase after those things, get as much footage as we can? It's the only way anyone will believe us about what happened. We owe it to Duke. Stella, you froze. If you go after those things and you pull that again, Okay, let's go. As you and Stella quickly make your way back through the woods, the unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. You say nothing, continuing forward with a grim determination. We're almost there. You and Stella reach the main road, and the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. I certainly can't smell that stench anymore. I should get reception now that we're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You feel a buzz in your pocket. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message sits unread. Tabitha seems worried. It's pretty late, isn't it? Stella pulls out her phone and dials. Hello, Earl? It's Stella Richmond. I'm up on the mountain on the Asgina Trail. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun. It happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus, Earl. Who's gonna tell Bo? I guess now we wait. It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walk 2 officers, Sheriff Hugby, a friendly older man, and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite it being the middle of the night. See? Right there, a thing jumps out of the woods and the shotgun goes off. What in the Sam Hill? What is that? Some kind of Pillsbury Doughboy? Could have been a naked maniac. No, there was more than one. They chased us through the woods. Whatever they aren't human. And they killed Duke. Uh-huh. Now we're gonna have to confiscate that camera, Miss Richmond, if you don't mind. This is evidence. But okay. Let me just turn it off to save the battery. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body, but for now, Sheriff Hugby and I, please call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you, and who are you exactly? That's Luce. She came into town today for the funeral. Luce? As in? Tabitha's cousin, yeah. Damn. Didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own. It wasn't a Never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack somebody else. Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke is going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning. We only have a skeleton crew at the moment. Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights. We'll be on high alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will just have to wait. Now, if you'll kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely to your home. Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left, we'll be fine. I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist, for your own safety. Stella sighs. Okay, thank you. You can ride up front with me, little lady. That is, if your mama permits. But what about Stella? She hates being in those wheeled contraptions. Sure, Earl. You can hold Stella on the way back to town. The cops usher you and Stella into the back of their squad car. You are just the cutest thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are. Sheriff Hugby pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella, a worried look stretched across her little pug face as Hugby scratches her behind her ears. Stella stares out the window, oddly quiet. Oh, my poor Stella, neither one of us much like these awful metal beasts. If only I was able to comfort her. Confound this old man who reeks of coffee for keeping us apart. Hey, Stella, you good? She doesn't respond. You reach out and rest your palm gently on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at your touch, but you can feel some of her tension ease and hear her let out a self-soothing sigh. I don't think Stella's okay back here, fellas. Oh, I'm sure it's just a little car sickness. She'll be right as rain once we get back on the hill. Though she'd best try not to hurl in the meantime. We wouldn't want Franklin here to have to work late cleaning the squad car. We're only a few minutes away now. Y'all had better keep it together until then. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to an uneven pavement, and the car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was. Luce? Sure. You're in town for the funeral? Good. Don't you go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Stella, keep an eye on her for us. Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye, Gretchen, and y'all have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch. And here you are, back in town away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit. Keep an eye on me? Are they for real? I can't believe I'm a suspect after we showed them that footage. I can't believe it either. But it's okay, I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. Nor will I, though I have little understanding of police work. I was there. I filmed the whole thing. At the very least, it'll never hold up in court. And it won't get to that point either because we're going to do a little investigating of our own. We've got to find out more about those things. If we can get clearer footage, or better yet, trap one of them, there's no way they can blame you for what happened. The library doesn't open for a while, but I've read every book on cryptids they have and never came across anything like this. There is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. I should probably check in on Tabitha. My friend's place is on the way back, and stopping by shouldn't take long. You sure you don't want to stop in first? I know I wouldn't want to head up that mountain road by myself after everything that's happened tonight. When you put it like that, sure, let's do it. Awesome, let's go. I'm glad you're sticking it out with us. It's always so nice to have an extra companion. I think we're getting close to the end of this chapter, by the way. I hope she's still awake. There's something foul creeping up behind us. Luce. Jesus. You and Stella turn to see a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Welcome home. You're finally where you're meant to be. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Miss Forsyth. This is Luce. Is it okay if we come in? You and Mrs. Forsyth briefly lock eyes. She's impenetrable, and you feel small, almost naked in her presence. There's something about her that's far beyond you, but you feel no threat, no malice. And then the moment passes, and you see only the woman before you. Of course, you're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sakes, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. This place always has the loveliest aromas. It's nice to finally meet you, Luce. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler, and now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. Who is that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. We need your help. Yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? Go on. Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh, my lord. Have you contacted the police? Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously. They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls a memory card out from her sleeve and pops it into her phone. I wasn't about to just let the police hold on to this, at least not before we had a chance to make a copy. Smooth. The cops wouldn't know what to do with that footage anyway. Imagine if they'd accidentally erased it. Exactly. I'll give it to them if they ask again, but for now we can examine the footage for ourselves. Where was this? Up the mountains to the northwest. Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should be awake. She can lend us hers. Kanika? Are we seeing Kanika? You'd better come with me, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help if a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato? Kanika, is it me? Am I the good potato? I most certainly hope I am. And a stranger? What are you doing in my house? Hi, I'm Luce. Tabitha's cousin. Oh, great. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out here. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. Duke got killed in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? This is far beyond my ability to contribute. Oh, this is Gretchen. This is far beyond my ability to contribute. I'll leave the thinking to you humans. I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Luce and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? I'm fine, really. I'm okay. You remain silent. Poor Duke. Poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? We talked to the police, and I hope they told Beau, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. What happened in the woods, we weren't supposed to see any of that. You're not wrong. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Luce with this this crap. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. She always said they never hurt people despite the grisly scene in the woods. But Duke is dead. Then if these are ditchlings, his death was an accident, or my grandmother was wrong, and she was very rarely wrong. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. Jesus, Mom, haven't they already been through enough? It's okay, Kanika, this is helpful. I don't know if it is. Okay, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the chicken in our video. What was that growth? I have to agree with Sybil. I could clearly hear them telling us that this place is cursed and get out while we still can. Spooky stuff. Wait, are you serious? I couldn't make out anything. It was all just garbled whispering to me. How interesting. Are you sure that you're not just subconsciously rewriting your memories to match my mom's theories? Even if we were to assume for a moment that you and my mom are right, I'd still want to know what they're doing in the woods. Maybe what we're seeing here is some sort of parasitic larval stage, like they're really big wasps or something. Honestly, that would be worse than them being supernatural. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about that tea I put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Luce get some rest. I ran her ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I can stay up. This is important. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. I'll ask around my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you called them? That's right. You can go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Luce. It's excellent, iced or warm, though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. What an unfortunately short visit. Alrighty, let's call it a night. Mind walking me home? Well, this is me. Are you good finding your way back? Yep. Cool. I'll see you around? Yeah, we're in this together. Yeah, we are. Stay safe, buddy. Good luck, Luce. You begin the long hike back up to the Scarlet Estate, alone. Almost home. Your salvation in sight, you make a mad dash to the door. Oh, thank God, you're back. Where the hell have you been? I texted you back as soon as I had reception. I don't care. You gave me a heart attack. I went into the woods with this girl I met to find some cryptids, and a lot of really terrible things happened. Ah, so you met Stella then. Well, that explains everything. She's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. I think I would say nothing. You're alone in the estate. The sound of the wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try to leave the night behind you. You thoughtlessly stumble into your room, and before you even fully realize you're there, you've already collapsed onto the mattress exhausted. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe, and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Is that the end of chapter 1? I think it's the end of chapter 1. What do you guys think so far? What are your thoughts? Do you love it? I love it. Oh, we will be streaming again. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. There's still so much story to be had. And with chapter 5 coming in February, we gotta get on it, girl. We gotta know what's going on. Ooh, there's something in that little hidey hole over there. And then I think they've even added new dialogue since I've played it last, because some of the stuff that I heard tonight I don't remember. So, that's what makes this game so good. And all of the environments and the characters, everything is hand-drawn and it's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. It's so impressive. Scarlet Hollow. The first episode is a free demo on Steam if anybody just wants to play the first chapter. But for now, YouTube, this is goodbye. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to catch me live sometime, you can find me on Twitch. There's a link in the video description that you can click on to follow me over here and get notifications about when I go live, or you can continue watching the VODs here on YouTube by subscribing to this channel. And either way, no matter what you decide, I love you so much. And I will see you next time. Stay spooky. Bye.